Colburn. Thanks for joining me, Jim.
Well, welcome back, Paula.
Now, in a previous story we did with you, we did the history of how you acquired this mansion and a little bit about the bed and breakfast that you're running here now. Tell us about the furnishings. They are just amazing.
Well, this really is a house museum. The furnishings here have great history, and everything has a story to say. We have art from the 16th to the 20th century, furnishings that are appropriate to the house, 19th century and earlier, art from very well-known painters, American and European, and I, of course, have my favorites. Most of the furnishings, though, came with me from California.
Now, you had these prior to buying the house.
Well, I had a large house in California, but when I went into the ministry, I lived in a small house, and so I put the furnishings in storage for about 23 years. And now that I'm retired, running a bed and breakfast, I shipped them here to Manistee, and they found their home here in this beautiful house.
Now, you shared with me earlier there was 10 cargo containers.
Yes, we ship 10 cargo containers here, and each piece in the house just called out its place here, and I didn't have to do too much thinking about it. Everything fit perfectly.
I bet it was fun to open them back up after 20-some years.
Well, it's kind of like Christmas, because after 20-some-odd years, you forget what you have. But we have pieces that belong to nobility. We have collections of wonderful things like historic samplers, like the samplers that you see on the wall here. We have an enormous collection of Chinese export porcelain, museum quality. And we have serviceware from Martha Washington. We have serviceware from John Adams, serviceware from justices of the Supreme Court, Emperor Maximilian and Carlotta of Mexico. The collections have just kind of grown over the last 40 years of my life, and they found a magnificent home here in this lovely mansion.
We should mention that you give tours.
Yes, indeed. The public is very much invited to come. And if you're interested in history, and if you're interested in the history of Manistee, this is the place to come. We're the only restored Victorian home that does give tours of the interior. So it makes us kind of a standout here in the community.
And this is a large home, originally built for 12 kids?
Well, Mr. Dempsey and his wife Mary had 12 kids, and they built 12 bedrooms. And so that makes it perfect for a bed and breakfast, as you might imagine. Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that this house is the largest still standing lumber baron mansion left in the city of Manistee, and it's architecturally unique.
It's magnificent. People should really come take advantage of it.
Well, I hope they do. We love meeting our guests. People come here as strangers. When they go home, they're friends.
And they've learned a lot.
Yeah, well, we hope so. We hope so. This is like stepping back in time. This is a storybook home. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Jim.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Come back.
Paula, Jasper, -26 in Manistee.